Hi, everybody. It is January 10, 2020. Plano, Texas. Tornado warnings. Tornado watch up until, I believe, midnight, but I will get to the article. Tornadoes hit Oklahoma. Okay, this storm is generated. They got it, and it's going, and it seems to have the exact same pattern and direction as previous storms. We see this all the time. What is going on here? It looks like it's boiling up or doing something very funny. You see these strands appear, these bands down here, Texas. You see this extremely low frequency hitting the storm. You see this squall line. Okay. Tornado warnings on up. Possible tornado already hit Missouri. I'll show you on radar all of the frequencies in use. Wow. Is this unbelievable? A tornado in October hit North Texas, and, well, they already had severe storms today, lots of rain and wind, and many have not even recovered from that tornado that hit in October, like this man and this man.
My worries are very great now because I have a very unstructured roof that is not capable of withstanding any wind or 2 to 4 inches of rain. In fact, it's still beginning to drip in our living room right now.
He says he has really been hoping that they could make it without any more storms until the roof would be fixed in just another 2 weeks. Now, a homeowner on this street says they have had no other choice but to deal with whatever the weather is throwing at them. And we'll have more on his story coming up at 6 o'clock. Live.
Repeated. Goes on and on. This in Dallas, Texas, semi-blown over by possible tornado. This tonight. I can't play this. This is Live Storms Media. I'll get a copyright strike. So, Oklahoma, I believe, yes. Is it Park Hill, Oklahoma?
We've got a lot of storms that are going to go well into the night, and we fear we're going to see more scenes like this. This is out of Park Hill, Oklahoma. You can see a deck flipped over, panels ripped off of that roof there, debris all the way up into the trees and scattered all around. And we have already had reports of confirmed tornadoes. Of course, the survey crews are going to have quite a busy time once the sun comes up tomorrow. But here's a look. You see those dots there, northeastern Oklahoma, stretching on up into Missouri. Please be cautious because nighttime tornadoes are twice as likely to be deadly than daytime, simply because a lot of people are asleep and they don't hear the warnings. So here's a look of the areas of concern as we go through the overnight. This will continue to spread east as we go further into the morning hours, the wee morning hours of Saturday, and then keep on going even through Saturday afternoon. We have got significant dangers out there that stretch across the southeast, go up into the mid-Atlantic. Still that threat of tornadoes, heavy rain and flooding, damaging winds and hail. Everybody, please use extreme caution. Do not try to cross any water-covered roadways.
Over and over and over again. I hope you are all recalling that we seem to get severe weather that impacts almost a half of the state once a week. This really needs to be questioned. Let's check out the next video that comes up.
I was at work actually, and I work with a first responder who told me to call my husband and tell him to go ahead and take cover. He had my 5-year-old son here. They barely made it into the shelter next door. When they were in the shelter with the neighbor, they heard a lot of clashing and what would be our homes and our vehicle being smashed and together. And he went outside and as you can imagine, devastated when we found that our homes were gone, the one we were living in and the one next door that we were fixing up as well.
Yeah, so this is great news that they were able to find more substantial shelter. So is this something that you had planned on, well in the past, that if a tornado warning was ever issued, that you would get out of that home and go into that particular shelter because you knew it was stronger?
Absolutely. I mean, when you live in a mobile home or, homes like that, for one, a tornado is scary anytime, but when you live in those homes, you have to, and I want to encourage everybody, have a game plan. And, I'm so thankful. Although we lost everything, we are still missing a pet, but our lives are okay. So it's always been our game plan to go next door to.
Yeah. Have a game plan. More and more are going down on a daily basis. So, here, strong disturbance in a sharp southward plunging jet stream pivots through the south beginning Friday. Oh my God. Tapping warm and very humid air by January standards from the Gulf of Mexico and will put it into much of the South and Ohio Valley. And I have posted videos saying this is what we see now. Frequently, a storm that comes from outside Mexico through Mexico. Very often you see a sharp divide in the cloud. Okay, start moving, please. But it goes all the way on up into Canada. Very often you'll see two, but they have pretty much the same trajectory. That doesn't seem to change. That's not Mother Nature. I hope that you can see right here that this is a little odd, to say the least. And my computer is slow tonight like I have never experienced it. Anybody else down here, South Carolina, upstate Carolina, South Carolina, or anywhere else around, are you experiencing a particularly slow internet? Look at it. But look at it. You don't even have to watch it. No, this is obviously not a natural storm. It's manufactured, once again. Now, look how beautifully straight this thing is. Wow. All right. And I'm going to show you on radar the superheating that is taking place, all of the frequencies that are being used in this storm. But look at that. Wow, that is defined. Not Mother Nature. Not at all. In fact, you see things in here lately that are kind of scary. And it is scary. But what they're doing with these air masses, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Now, this air mass is going west. this seems to be colliding. Oh, I'm going to have to bring up my capture because it has changed since I caught it. But this is moving in a southwest direction. Below it and above it, it's moving east. This is coming down, twirling around. This is going up. You have okay. I sometimes want to just kind of back away because the air masses that they are moving about is really remarkable. Let me pull up that video. Okay, this I captured at what time? 7:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Wow. Okay. This is outside Mexico. This is feeding into that long stretch of cloud that they then just hit with frequencies and bring about all of the damage. Right on up. But what are we seeing with these air masses? So you have an awful lot of these nanoballoons. The sparkly white things are nanoballoons. And one right here, these air masses are going in different directions. And that's what I see all the time now, all the time. You have this coming down, southwest direction, this going east, this going north, this coming down south, going up. I mean, how do you keep track of all of these crazy directions? This is your storm. Remember the video that I posted? And that huge, thick, that was just yesterday. That huge, thick, what they were calling an atmospheric river. It was going to be coming into Washington, Oregon. Okay, this is it now. Taking a completely different pattern. Look at it. This looks, either it was pushed up north, but it's now, I don't know what to make of anything anymore. I really don't. I mean, are you getting what they were claiming you were going to be getting in Washington and Oregon? A lot of rain. All right. This is North and Mid California. None of this is not, this is entirely manufactured. But, okay, maybe Mother Nature is now using cookie cutters and, I don't know, kind of cutting out some flower patterns. Look at this. The air mass is moving in two different directions, opposite directions. But, really? Huh. Maybe they're doing some artwork, or experimenting on, hey, we can make these designs, and then they'll put them over. We'll see them in our skies, and everybody will go, wow, it must be climate change. But look at these. Look at this air mass. I mean, the one on top and the one on bottom going in two different directions. You have things flying out of cloud. All of this is nanotechnology. Look, yeah, we can't state anything definitively, but the changes that I've been seeing on satellite, I've never seen anything like this, and based on my research on the nanotechnology, the weather machine, nano balloons, this is what it looks like to me. Who can claim that that is Mother Nature right here? Oh, wow. Wow. Look at that. Long strand of nano balloons. Nanotechnology creating your weather. Which really is not what you want. Look at all of the microwaves too coming out of, is it New Mexico? But all of these strands here in the Gulf, all of that is nano. Nanotechnology creating cloud. Look at this. Look at these microwaves. We're in big trouble. Superheating of clouds to make them, wow, big. This air mass is coming down. This air mass is going up. Have another air mass coming down. One, they're holding steady. They truly are ripping up the atmosphere. But what do they care? Look at these microwaves. Okay, so yeah, I'm concerned. There's quite a lot. Setup will provide strong wind shear, the change in wind speed and or direction with height, and enough instability for severe thunderstorms. Thunderstorms Friday morning, southern plains. Hail the size of golf balls in western Oklahoma. Houses damaged in El Dorado, Missouri. Complex of severe storms moving through Dallas-Fort Worth. That was, okay, I guess that's over with. Ping-pong-sized hail reported in Fort Worth. Tornado watches until 2 a.m. in a large part of Arkansas, portions of northeast Texas, northwest Louisiana, far southeast Oklahoma, south central Missouri. Tornado watch until 9 p.m. So, okay, that's over with. Severe thunderstorm watch until 10 p.m. Parts of central and south central Texas, including Austin and San Antonio. But this thing now is in so many states, and looking at the radar, which I captured and I'll show you, you have got so many frequencies operating that I'm concerned for everyone in its path. Line of thunderstorms is capable of large hail, damaging winds, tornadoes. Intense winds a few thousand feet above the ground will give rise to a significant threat of damaging thunderstorm winds. Did you ever hear forecasting like this? This squall line will perhaps embed brief tornadoes. This is in Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana, Tennessee, Mississippi. line of storms will be moving and evolving quickly, so residents will need to keep abreast of fast-changing conditions. Severe thunderstorms should be near the lower Mississippi Valley Saturday morning, sweep east through parts of Kentucky, Tennessee, Mississippi, Southeast, Louisiana, Alabama, western Florida, Panhandle during the day, Saturday night. It will should advance into Georgia, North Florida, the Carolinas, Virginia, Maryland. Overall, the line is expecting to gradually lose a bit of steam Saturday night, but damaging wind gusts are certainly possible. Stronger wind gusts are going to work their way up, to southern New England, up. We didn't have storms like this. Now we have them all the time. They stay in the south and just keep expanding all the way into Canada. And don't forget, flash flooding, river flooding from the storm, wherever you are. And St. Louis, Kentucky, flash flood watches. All right, let me just go to College of DuPage. Probably don't have to go to my capture because I'm sure, well, you see all the superheating? This line, a very, very dark red. But can you see the harp ring right here? The next red. Anything that takes on like a perfect either circular or rectangle or square, these defined lines, frequencies are at use. Right here, you can see it. Look at how defined this is. And it's split in two. Okay. Let me just jump to radar. High frequencies from Doppler radar, pushing that on up into the ionosphere, those frequencies. Then when they release the power of the frequency, the ionosphere comes back, snaps back, shooting back extremely low frequencies from Doppler radar. They can create earthquakes, they can create cyclones, hurricanes, they can create tornadoes, they can create severe weather. So, look at this thing. Yeah, these are not the kind of storms that we've ever seen before. These bands. So let me you see the circular pattern right here? That's a signature of your Doppler radar NEXRAD stations creating high frequencies, high frequency heating of the atmosphere and of clouds. These strands, that's your nanotechnology. The bands that I show on satellite of just a long line of these nanoballoons, this is what you got. Strands of storms. New term, training storms. Never had training storms before. Now we have training storms. Can you see the rippled pattern in the precipitation itself? Microwaves. When you heat the atmosphere, you change the dynamics up there, and you can bring about weather. So, and you see the rippled pattern in the precipitation that is most intense. Here, up here, you see the high frequency. Doppler, the HAARP next red ring. And you can see there are several interconnecting rings. And that's what concerns me. When I see, all right, right here is a ring. Right here is a ring. You have another one right here. If you can't see it in my video, click on the link below, go to College of DuPage, and look at it yourself, and you will see very distinct lines. And here you have the sawtooth frequency. But no, we didn't have precipitation that looked fried. You know, these serrated edges and all of these ripples and, you know, what? So the now, you know, yellow means that it's pretty heavy rain, but you just have bands of it all over? No. You know, look at all of these bands. It's obvious. It's very obvious. Let's go up a little. Okay, right away. All right. You see these defined lines. They're faint, but you can see them. You see a circular pattern right here. You see extremely low frequencies jutting out here. You see these, you'll also see in storms these weird jagged points sticking out. That means it's not natural and it's being manipulated by frequencies. You see this straight-edged line, all signatures of man using frequencies to control, to modify, to manipulate the weather. So the HAARP next red rings, well, that portends. If you take the ring and extend it, you know, perfectly throughout, then pretty much in the center of the ring, that you will get a tornado is not a surprise. You see this storm here, and it's stronger right here, the yellow and the red, and you see this very sharp defined line. That is extremely low frequency. You see this? It looks like a square. And you can see the little points and the ripples within. This thing is heated up. But within, like the center of the precipitation, I've been seeing the circular pattern of the next red HAARP ring. You can see it here. Let me just... And now I can't get down enough to show you. That's too much. Okay. Right here, very defined circular line. And sometimes you'll see the whole ring, or a large portion of the ring, or just a tiny bit. Yes, this is definitely not anything normal, natural, not at all. And people are suffering the consequences of it once again. I have to bring up the capture because I have to show you something. This I caught at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Squared harp ring. And this is Iowa. But look at what develops. Wow. You like this nice circular pattern right here? Looks like a CD with, you know, right in the middle of it. But all of these very defined lines, you've got a lot of frequencies going on right here, Iowa. But look how clear that is. Wow. And you also have one up here. A little harder to see, it's faint, but you'll see the lines here. Extremely low frequency right here. These little cutout, faded lines. This is not weather that we used to see. Not at all. You can see the rectangle right here. But this is something that I've never seen before, actually. Doppler radar is almost putting out, I don't know, like a transparent ring or something that you can see. Right here, the extremely low frequency, and another one next to it, and all of these ripples. Microwaves, extremely low frequencies, harp, next red rings. So let me just go back. And this is Texas, Oklahoma. Right here. And right here. And the sawtooth frequency. And down here, a very large harp next red ring. And they're intersecting right here. This is Oklahoma. Yeah, still Oklahoma. All of the bands. You see these points right here? Guys, with these frequencies, we're in big trouble. We are truly in big trouble. Now, you can see what's happening with our Doppler radar stations, and it's quite clear. This is the tail end, which you do see some frequencies. Let me bring it up a little. Okay. Throughout this entire storm, earlier, not so much right now, but earlier, this thing was so unbelievably, it was just one big frequency. You see the jutting out here, and move it along. Look at this. None of this is... They're bringing about damage for an awful lot of people. You know, you hear people really struggling. They're concerned. They've been hit before, just a couple of months ago. They haven't recovered from that. They're hit again. And then you look at this and you know that all of this is being brought about deliberately. And then you hear from more and more who have lost everything, lost their home, harp next red ring, HAARP microwaves throughout this. Another HAARP next red ring, extremely low frequency. All the ripples. Look at the ripples. I mean, look at... You can see it all right here at the edge. And Oklahoma had tornadoes. Not a surprise. Look at all of the rippling and the bizarre formations of the stronger storms, the more heavy precipitation, the yellow and the red. All right, guys, I really hope everybody stays safe, because they are really loading this up with a lot of frequencies. High frequencies, extremely low frequencies, microwaves. And it's taking on these bizarre signatures that I've just never seen before. And of course there was Washington, but look at what's happening here. This is the air mass of College of DuPage, and you see all the frequencies on the periphery of the storm. This is what high frequency from Doppler radar does to clouds. But you can see concentric rings right here in the cloud itself. You see all these microwaves in the cloud. The edges of the cloud look fried. But here are rings that develop, and the frequencies affecting the cloud that they are actually making. All right. Stay safe, everybody.